Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. 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 Everybody please chant. The chanting of the holy names of the Lord is actually the most purifying means to purify our consciousness and purify the environment. So I was mentioning earlier today, there is one thing which is not taxed in this world. Everything is taxed, right? We want to make money, we have to pay taxes, right? It's taxed. You want to get food, it's taxed. You want to get a home, it's taxed, right? You want to get a vehicle, it's taxed. Am I right? Everything is taxed, isn't it? Even there is a death tax. Do you know that? When you die, after that, the money that you made all your life, there is a death tax that the government collects on that. So there's tax on everything except for one thing, the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. Free. Right? So we don't want to be stingy when it comes to chanting the holy names. Freely we can actually glorify the Lord. Right? And the more we chant from the heart, the more it's pleasing to the soul and brings about satisfaction. There's at least about 50 devotees in this hall. So when the chanting happens, let it vibrate at least in the entire Venango trails, if not entire Pittsburgh. It's possible, right? So let's put some energy. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Oh Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivara Dhari Girivara Dhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Natira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Everybody together Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Kaliyuga Pavan Harinam Sankirtan Yajna ki. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha. Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishvanebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So wish you all a very, very auspicious, blissful Shri Krishna Janmashtami 2025. So I want to begin with, first of all, I want to introduce all of you to this book. See the title of this book? What is it? Krishna. So this is a book that is written by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, who actually brought the message of Bhagavad Gita and the message of Krishna out from India into the Western world, and from Western world he took it all over the world. Right, in 1965, Srila Prabhupada came here. 1965 he came to the United States, and from 65 to 77, Srila Prabhupada started 108 temples of Radha and Krishna all over the world. Right, so that was Prabhupada's biggest contribution to the world, is to bring Krishna to everybody, right, outside of the territories of India. Right? So it is Srila Prabhupada who wrote this book Krishna, and our eternal gratitude to him for introducing us to Krishna. So many of us here who are from Indian origin, we may say, well, I already know about Krishna from my childhood. Right? But the proper understanding of who Krishna is, right, has to be given by a bona fide spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada opened the subject matter for us and made it extremely clear, right, to the point that Prabhupada says that anyone who reads this Krishna book will see Krishna face to face. Right? So we have copies of this book which we are distributing outside. Right, there are only a few copies today, so if you're interested you can get those, and then if you need more, please let us know. But this one book guarantees liberation. And what type of liberation? The liberation of being with Krishna, seeing Krishna face to face, and then living with Krishna forever. Right? So, in this book, the foreword was written by an interesting personality. You know who that is? George Harrison. How many of you know George Harrison? Please raise your hands. George Harrison. You know Beatles? The Beatles group, the music band, the famous music band, right? There were 4 Beatles, right? One of them was George Harrison. And it is explained that this was back in mid-70s. The world, the Western world was crazy for Beatles, hearing from the Beatles. Right? Thousands of people would actually assemble together to hear from them live. right? And George Harrison, he writes this foreword, and I'll tell you actually how that all happened. So it's interesting that the Beatles, they had their headquarters, Apple Studios in London, and they were very famous, right? So one of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, his name was Shyamsundar Prabhu, he was thinking that how can I help Prabhupada in spreading the message of Krishna in a rapid way. So he thought that the best way is to actually catch somebody who's a big celebrity, right? Because somebody who's very famous, when they will say that I stamp so and so brand, then the brand becomes popular, isn't it? Like any movie star or somebody very famous, when they actually they are advertising a particular t-shirt or brand, or they're advertising cell phone or whatever, right? Then everybody wants to actually buy those things. So he was thinking that how about I go and connect with somebody who's very famous. And then of course the first name came to his mind was the Beatles, because they were so famous that every young American, European boy and girl wanted to actually follow what they were singing. So long story short, he managed to somehow connect with George Harrison, and interestingly, George Harrison himself heard Srila Prabhupada's chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when he met Shyamsundar Prabhu, he said, I was looking for you. Right? And he called him to his home, the manor, the palace, the bungalow that he had in UK. And Shyamsundar Prabhu goes there, and that's how George Harrison connects with Srila Prabhupada. Now here's the story. This is an important story. Right? If many of us actually, we kind of have a sense that yes, God is there, because some things happen in our life which actually we can't really understand why it happened, but some divine intervention happened, isn't it? We feel like that. Listen to this. So this is like early 70s, and Srila Prabhupada wanted to write this Krishna book. This Krishna book is based on the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describes in detail the pastimes of Lord Krishna. And Prabhupada was thinking that I am very old. At that time Prabhupada was about 76, 77 years old. No, little bit less than 75. And he was thinking that if I am not able to translate the entire Bhagavatam, the world will be bereft of Krishna. So he said, let me first write the Krishna book. So he wrote the Krishna book, but then he wanted to publish it. Where will the money come from? So then Prabhupada told Shyamsundar Prabhu, he said, you know what? You go and ask George Harrison if he can donate 20,000 pounds for the printing and publishing of Krishna book. Right? And Shyamsundar Prabhu was thinking, like his relationship with George Harrison was not so deep where he could actually go and pitch. So he was not very sure. He was like, Prabhupada, are you sure? Because George may just turn it down. Prabhupada said, no, you go and ask him. So hesitatingly, but because the spiritual master, Guru, is giving an order, so he sets up a meeting with George in his bungalow. They're sitting there, they're talking, and as they're talking, at the time comes and Shyamsundar Prabhu says, you know what, Prabhupada is writing this Krishna book, and he would like to request if you could donate 20,000 pounds. And the moment Shyamsundar Prabhu said that to George Harrison, he responded, his reaction was, what? And the moment he said what, the lights go off. right? The electric current is disconnected. The lights go off. There is a thunderstorm, light goes off. And after 20 seconds, the lights come back. And George Harrison says, of course, why not? I want to actually serve Swamiji. And George Harrison agreed. And Krishna book was about to be published. And Srila Prabhupada asked George Harrison to write the foreword to the book. And you can read it. These are words of George Harrison and he has signed. And I want to read just a few lines from that. Right? First, if there is a God, I want to see Him. It's pointless to believe in something without proof. And Krishna consciousness and meditations are methods where you can actually obtain God perception. You can actually see God and hear Him, play with Him. It might sound crazy, but He's actually there. He's actually with you. Swami Bhakti Vedanta is, as his title says, a bhakti yogi following the path of devotion. By serving God through each thought, word, and deed, and by chanting His holy names, the devotee quickly develops God consciousness. By chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, one inevitably arrives at Krishna consciousness. I request you to take advantage of this book Krishna and enter into its understanding. I also request that you make an appointment to meet your God now through self-liberating process of yoga and give peace a chance. All you need is love, Krishna. Hari Bol. George Harrison, 31st March 1970. Hare Krishna. So I wanted to share this with you because, and by the way, let me tell you, this is a real story. About almost 20 years back, I was in New Vrindavan. The New Vrindavan temple, it's New Vrindavan, West Virginia. And of course, as we all know, Srila Prabhupada initiated more than 5,000 disciples, right? Mostly all Westerners, right? In a period of 12 years before he left the planet, right? And I was in New Vrindavan at this one festival, and there were about 500 Western devotees, disciples of Srila Prabhupada, who were all assembled. And then a question was asked that how many of them got connected to Krishna by the song that was sung by George Harrison, My Sweet Lord. Right, and actually this song he wrote about Krishna. Right, and in this song he actually says, my sweet Lord, I want to see you. I want to be with you. And when that question was asked, everybody raised their hands. They said, we all got connected to Krishna by hearing this song. Right? So it's interesting that how Krishna's hand is, we can see in all these wonderful events that happen. Right? George Harrison's agreeing to sponsor the Krishna book. Right? Krishna's hand was in there. Right? And then he writing songs, connecting hundreds and thousands of people across the globe to Krishna. Right? So I thought it's quite interesting today on Krishna's birthday to actually remember George Harrison and express our gratitude to him, and then also understand that actually Krishna is beyond this body, beyond who we are, beyond our background, beyond our nationality, beyond our color, beyond our creed. Why? Because Krishna is our eternal Father. Right? It's the same Lord with different names. Right? Comes at different times to inspire different types of people. Right? But Krishna, the meaning is all attractive. Is that one personality, one God, right, who's our eternal Father. Which is what Krishna, I mean, every Hindu today, right, if we say, what is the book of Hinduism? Like it is Bible to the Christian, what is that book for Hindus? Bhagavad Gita, everybody will agree to that? Right? So like the Bible to the Christians, Bhagavad Gita to the Hindus. Who spoke the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna. Lord Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita, and Bhagavad Gita is actually the manual guiding us, teaching us. In Bhagavad Gita, the most one lesson if you want to take home today with you from Bhagavad Gita is the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita which Krishna says to Arjun. Krishna says to Arjun, my dear Arjun, you are not this body, you are a spiritual being, you are Atma. We are all Atmas. And we are all children of that Paramatma, Krishna. So Krishna is our eternal Father. Right? Krishna is one person, He is our constant companion, He never leaves us. Right? And that's what George Harrison is saying here. He is always with you. Right? So, I thought this would be a great point for us to take home. Right? Who is Krishna? Right? Who is Krishna? Krishna is our eternal Father. Krishna is our eternal companion. Right? And if we simply become aware, if we simply become conscious, if we simply slow down, we can actually feel, perceive and connect with Krishna in various aspects of our life. Right? And if you want to go into the details, Bhagavad Gita shares all the details how we can see Krishna everywhere. Right? So that's Krishna. Right? So on Krishna's birthday, I want to actually share one tip with you, which is that in olden days, you could invoke the presence of a personality by chanting mantras. Right? We've heard those things. Like when, Lord Ram was actually preparing for the great battle against Ravan, while he was going through the forest, he was meeting great sages, Agastya Rishi and so many others, and he was collecting weapons. Weapons of Lord Shiva, Brahma, so on and so forth. And how he could invoke those weapons? By the chanting of mantras. Right? So mantras are very powerful. And in fact, we see that even demigods, gods can be invoked through mantras. So similarly, we can invoke presence of Krishna. Right? And in fact, that is what is explained, that in different ages there are different ways of perfection. In this age of Kali Yuga Kevala Nama Adhara. Right? In this age of Kali, the simplest way to invoke the presence of the Lord is by chanting His name. Right? And the reason I'm actually sharing this with you, and specifically this invoking the presence, because we all need Krishna. Right? When things are all good, we don't need anybody. Isn't it? When we are at our all-time high in life, we don't need anybody. People will find us. People want to be with us. Isn't it? When we are doing good, we will have many friends. But when we are at all-time low, nobody wants to be with us. People will leave us. They'll say, "Hey, loser, this person is a loser. I don't want to be with a loser." Isn't it? So, at such times, we will need our friend Krishna. our Father Krishna. And that's why I'm sharing this particular principle, that how can we invoke the presence of the Lord in our lives? Because we will need Him. We will need Him. And how can we invoke the presence of the Lord? Simply by chanting His holy names. So when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. The Lord is present. Naham tishtami vaikunte yoginam hrideshu va yatra gayanti mad bhakta tatra tishtami Narada. The Lord is telling Narad Muni, my dear Narada, Naham tishtami vaikunte. I don't reside in Vaikuntha. Yoginam hrideshu va. I don't reside in the hearts of the yogis either. Then where are you residing, my Lord? Yatra gayanti mad bhakta. Wherever my devotees are chanting my names, tatra tishtami Narada. That is where I reside. So simply when we chant the name Krishna, so we need Krishna's presence. Right? So that is a tip that you all can remember, that whenever you want, Krishna will be present. Of course, not that Krishna is our servant. You awaaz laga di, Krishna, and he is coming. But actually, we have an ego. We feel servant means, oh, I don't want to become a servant of anybody. But Krishna is willing to become a servant of his devotees. He becomes servant of Arjun. He becomes a charioteer of Arjun. Krishna is willing to be a servant. That is not a problem. But no matter how we call him, Krishna will come. Right? So that's one tip I want to give you. Now coming to Krishna's birthday, Krishna's appearance day. Why? So sometimes people say, why God has to come here? Right? What is the need for him? There's only one need. Because he loves us. Krishna loves us. Good news. We may or may not know him, we may not love him, but Krishna loves us. So he comes. He comes to rescue us, to take us out of the difficult situation that we are into this material world. Right? He comes to actually vanquish all our sufferings. You know, I last year, I remember I asked all of you this, that do you know the meaning of the word Hari? How many of you were there last year for Janmashtami Katha? Do you remember I asked this question, what is the meaning of the word Hari? What is the meaning of the word Hari? One who takes away all our sufferings. That's Hari. So that's why he comes. To take away our sufferings and put us in a life which is full of joy. So I want to share one pastime of Krishna, right, from this Krishna book. Right? This is chapter 19 of Krishna book, devouring the forest fire. So of course, I'll give you a 5-minute quick crash course on Krishna's appearance in Mathura to his coming to Vrindavan. So 5,000 years back. So before that, actually, I also want to establish one important point. So many times, very conveniently, and this is done by the Britishers, just so that you know. Like, I don't know political here, but at the same time, I want to give you facts. Right? The Indian history and heritage is so rich because the culture of India is thousands and thousands and millions of years old. But when the Britishers, they came and they wanted to conquer India,
They realize that these people are extremely rooted in their culture and they are extremely knowledgeable. And their faith in God is so strong that we cannot shake them. And the only way we can conquer them is if we weaken their faith in their own scriptures and weaken their faith in God. So they introduced a word. You know what word? They introduced a word, mythology. And they conveniently said, oh, you guys are all unintelligent people. We, the Britishers, we have education, we have knowledge. You are all unintelligent. You can't even speak English. Well, we can speak Sanskrit. Oh, that doesn't matter. So you follow these gods, which doesn't make any sense. It's mythology. Or you have a god, you have a monkey god who's flying. Have you seen monkeys flying? Well, nobody had answered. Or you have a god who's a head of a elephant. This is mythology, right? And many Indians, the first generation Indians were very strongly rooted. They didn't care. They said, who cares all this? We know that Hanumanji exists. We know Ganeshji exists. We know Lord Ram was there. We know Krishna was there. But the next generation Indians, they started thinking, they're making sense. Right? So please understand, Krishna's presence is not mythology, it's history. Please understand the difference between mythology and history. History is facts and figures of people who existed in the past, and many of them were superhuman. And there is no harm in actually Krishna coming and exhibiting his superhuman powers because he's God. So Krishna's existence is not mythology, it's history. So just wanted to establish this point. So anytime if somebody says, oh, this is all myth, Hindu gods are myth, you can please explain and say, no, it's history. And we have the backing of history books to prove our point. We got to protect Hinduism. Right? While I am not propagating Hinduism here, I want to propagate Krishna consciousness because it's Krishna's birthday, but at the same time, it's extremely important for all of us to wake up and become aware. So this mythology is a very, very tricky word. We all need to be very careful. Yeah? So now let's come back to Krishna. So 5,000 years back, history. Mathura, which exists today, existed 5,000 years back. Right? At that time, the king, right, Devaki, was the daughter of the king, Ugrasena. And she was getting married to Vasudeva, the leader of the Yadus. And after the marriage, the cousin brother of Devaki, his name was Kamsa. And Kamsa was very excited because he really loved her sister, like there is no tomorrow. Right? And he wanted to personally drive the chariot of Devaki to her husband's home, in-law's home. So Kamsa was driving and singing, dancing, all kinds of festivities were going on as the procession was moving. And as that was happening, all of a sudden, there was a voice from the sky that spoke. Oh Kamsa, you are a fool. You don't know that the 8th son of your sister Devaki will be the cause of your death. And the voice stopped. The moment Kamsa heard that, first he was shocked. Right? That where did this voice come from? And then, first he was shocked by that. Then second he was shocked by the fact, the content of the message. He was like, what? Do I believe it or do I not believe it? What do I do? The 8th son of my dear sister will become cause of my death. And by the time he assimilated the information, Kamsa was very intelligent. He did not want to take any chance. It could be true, it could not be true. He didn't want to take any chance. Immediately he drew his sword out, held the hair of Devaki, and he was ready to chop her head. Right? Now this is shocking to us. She's a first of all, she's a helpless young lady. She just got married. She's your sister, and your dear sister. And just a few minutes back, you were actually really serving her. And now you want to cut in the head. But that's the ways of people, right? Who are far, far away from spirituality. When one's self-interest is his only interest, they don't care for anybody. Sister, brother, father, spouse, children, parents, nobody. We've seen in the history. For people whose self-interest is number one and whose mind is not in their control, can't trust them. Long story short, Vasudev and Kamsa, they have negotiations. Kamsa agrees, okay, I'm not going to kill Devaki, but I'm going to throw you in prison. Right? No, not even throw in prison. He says that Vasudev, negotiation happens and Vasudev says, you know what? You have fear from the 8th son of Devaki, right? Let me give you all the children that are born to me. So then Kamsa saying, alright, that sounds like a good plan. If he's going to give all the children, I don't have a problem. Then okay, Devaki, you can live. So then, boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 children born, given to Kamsa. Kamsa kills them. 7th child, miscarriage, moves into the garbha or embryo womb of Rohini, who's Balram. 8th child is born. 8th child is born. And we'll come to the birth of Krishna. Let's talk about it. So 8th child is born. The day of Janmashtami, which is today, few hours from now, 5,000 years back, Lord Vishnu appeared in front of Devaki and Vasudeva in the prison cell of Kamsa, which is where actually they were shackled and thrown in there. And Lord Narayan says, you prayed that I become your son. So now, so be it. I am becoming your child. But we got a mission here. It's not all fun, party. No, there's a mission. The mission is, my dear father Vasudev, take me to Vrindavan. Right? Because the moment Kamsa will hear that I am born, he's going to do all kinds of crazy things. Not that I cannot kill him right now, but that's not the part of the plan. The part of the plan is you take me to Vrindavan. Right? And imagine, here is Vasudeva in shackles, in the prison. There are guards who are really making sure that nobody gets out, nobody comes in. Vasudeva doesn't ask any questions. That, how will I take you to Vrindavan? Right? Don't worry. You just do what I am saying, everything will happen. So what happens? The moment Vasudev ji picks up Krishna, the shackles become loose, the guards go off to sleep, the doors open. Haribo! This is so auspicious. The moment Mukund Leela Prabhu picked Krishna, what happened? The shackles became loose, right? The doors open. Vasudev ji then takes Krishna to Brahma. So one thing, my dear friends, one lesson from this particular thing that I like to take you to take home is, please understand, whenever we will pick Krishna, all our challenges will be gone. And what is the easiest way to lift Krishna? What is the easiest way to lift Krishna? Chanting his holy names. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Immediately all the promise. So, Vasudev ji takes him to Vrindavan. There, girl is born to Mother Yashoda. Different versions, different stories. We'll take this story for now. Vasudev ji keeps Krishna there, brings the girl who's actually sister of Krishna. She is Durga Devi. Durga Devi is the Yogamaya potency of Krishna. She comes back. Kamsa grabs this little girl, wants to smash the head of this little girl against the wall of the prison cell. But this girl, she flies out of his hands and assumes the form of Durga Devi. And she announces, she says, Kamsa, you are such a fool. The person who's going to kill you has already taken birth and is somewhere else. And unnecessarily you have bothered your sister. Imagine Kamsa. After doing all this, still he could not catch Krishna. And then of course, here is Vrindavan. Just imagine what's happening in Vrindavan. Nanda Maharaj, who's the king of Vrindavan, and Yashoda Maiya, right? The queen. They did not have a child for so many years. And everybody loved them so much, and they were all like, when will you have a child? And Mother Yashoda has given birth to a baby boy. The entire Vrindavan is celebrating. Right? Everybody is celebrating. Nanda ke anand bhayo jai kanaiya lal ki. Nanda ke anand bhayo jai kanaiya lal ki. जवानों को हाथी घोड़े बूढ़ों को पालकी नंद के आनंद भयो जाय कन्हैया लाल की. Everybody was rejoicing, celebrating, and everybody was so happy because this little boy, baby Krishna, was the most attractive child in the creation. And not only that, he became the center of Vrindavan. And everyone, day in and day out, their lives were revolving around Krishna. But life is not easy. Life is not easy. Why is not easy? Why is not easy? What happened? Can you put it like that? Why the life is not easy? Anybody can tell? Was Vrindavan all fun? Everybody is very happy? Is it true? Any thoughts? Yes. Yes, please respond. Need your help. Do you all feel that Krishna's birth in Vrindavan, after that everybody was having fun, everybody was very happy, joyful, and Krishna had such a good childhood? No. Why? Because Kamsa already heard. Kamsa already heard that Krishna is born somewhere else. And the moment Kamsa heard that, you know what he did? He decided to kill all the children. Oh my God, can you imagine? Hey, self-preservation, what is the problem? I have to protect myself. Right? The modern people may actually talk like that. And Kamsa was a good example of that. But he ordered Putana to kill all the children. And then he realized that there is this some boy in Vrindavan who could be the son of Devaki, but not really sure. And then when he realizes, Putana was the most scary, undefeatable Rakshasi. And she had a history, track record of killing children, babies. Like her resume, right? She had a very good record. Killed 1,000 babies here, killed so many babies there, right? In different ways. So when Kamsa interviewed her, and Putana said, what is the task at hand? You have to kill one child. She said, get out, get lost. I don't take such contracts. Right? I like to kill at least 1,000, 10,000 babies all at one time. Tab maja aata hai. Right? What is this one child? But anyway, as a bonus, I'll kill 20, 30,000 children for you. No problem. And Kamsa is very, very happy. He said, oh, I finally found somebody who can actually now kill my Kal. Right? When he hears that Putana is killed, he becomes very nervous. I am up against a tough enemy here. But then Kamsa won't give up. So, day after day, Kamsa was sending demons to Vrindavan. And here is the beautiful Vrindavan, Braja, where Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maiya and all the Gwalas and all the Gopis and the Gopas, they were all just so happy with Krishna. And demons would come. And many a times they wouldn't even realize that demons came, because Krishna would just effortlessly kill them. Right? While he was just playing, he would kill demons, because that's Krishna. So just please understand that God is God. He doesn't do some yoga to become God. When Krishna killed Putana, he was only a few months old. And when Putana came, she wanted to administer poison to Krishna. Krishna effortlessly killed her. He did not change his form. He did not become big. None of those things. Effortlessly he killed Putana. Khel me. Right? Just playing here and there, Krishna would kill the demons. But please understand, every day in Vrindavan there was a danger, and every day the Brajavasis, they would turn to Krishna, and Krishna would protect them from the danger. Right? And what was left? The experience of being with Krishna, the experience of being protected by Krishna, the experience of memories with Krishna. That is what the Brajavasis were enjoying every single day. And that is what is there in this book. This book is simply nectar. If you pick this book, you will not stop it if you continue to read it. Because that's the nature of Krishna Kathamrit. In fact, the gopis, they are actually glorifying Krishna's Katha. They glorify. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Savana Mangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti Jebhurida Jana. Tava Kathamritam, my dear Lord, your Katha is Amrit. Tapta Jivanam, it actually satisfies the souls of all the living entities. Right? We're all hankering. We're all thirsty for something. The nectar that will satisfy us is Katha of Krishna. Shravana Mangala Mangala. It's all auspicious. Just hearing about Krishna is auspicious. It creates Mangalam. Right? That is the nectar of Krishna Katha. So Krishna performed all these wonderful, wonderful pastimes to actually give that experience to the devotees, to the Brajavasis. Right? And through each pastime, there is a lesson that Krishna teaches. But one consistent theme of all these lessons is, in all situations of their life, the Brajavasis, they knew only one person who will take care of them. So now, after giving you the background, let's read this chapter. Alright, so please hear every word very carefully because this chapter will actually save us. And I'll tell you how at the end of the chapter. Alright? Ready? Everybody's ready to hear? Alright, do I have your attention? Okay. Devouring the forest fire, chapter 19 of the Krishna book. While Krishna and Balaram and their friends were engaged in the pastimes described above, the cows, being unobserved, began to wander off on their own, entering farther and farther into the deepest part of the forest, allured by fresh grasses. So Krishna and Balaram, what would they do every single day? Nanda Maharaj was a Gwala, he was a Vaishya, he had thousands and thousands of cows. So Krishna, the son of Nanda, he would go and herd the cows and the calves in the forest. So this day what happened? The cows, they went farther and farther because nobody was paying attention. Krishna, Balaram and the cowherd boys were all playing. So they went farther. The goats, the cows and the buffalo traveled from one forest to another and entered the forest known as Ishika Tavi. This forest is still there now today. This forest was full of green grass and therefore they were allured. But when they entered, they saw that there was a forest fire and they began to cry. On the other side, Balaram and Krishna along with their friends could not find their animals. And they became very much aggrieved. They began to trace the cows by following their hoof prints as well as the path of the eaten grass. All of the boys were fearing that their very means of livelihood, the cows, were now lost. When searching out the cows in the forest, they themselves became tired and thirsty. Soon, however, they heard the crying of their cows. Krishna began to call the cows by their respective names with great noise. Upon hearing Krishna calling, the cows immediately replied with joy. But by this time, the forest fire had surrounded all of them, and the situation appeared to be very fearful. The flames increased as the wind blew very quickly, and it appeared that everything mobile and immobile would be devoured. All the cows and the boys became very frightened, and they looked toward Balaram and Krishna. The way a dying man looks at the picture of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The situation had become very worse. They would be devoured any moment. And the cows, they heard Krishna's calling. And the cowherd boys who were with Krishna, they are seeing the cows getting burnt. And they all are looking at Krishna. They said, please hear this carefully, because this is what we should learn and we should say when there is a fire in our life. Right? What did they say? Dear Krishna, You and Balram are very powerful. We are now burning from the heat of this blazing fire. Let us take shelter of your lotus feet. We know you can protect us from this great danger. Our dear friend Krishna, we are your intimate friends. It is not right that we should suffer in this way. We are completely dependent on you. And you are the knower of all religious life. We do not know anyone except you. What did they say? Please repeat after me. But the way we have to repeat is, we have to put ourselves in the situation of these cows. So let us close our eyes and imagine that we are the cows and we've actually gone into this forest and we are surrounded by this all-devouring forest fire. And then Krishna just called our name. And there is no other recourse. There is no other saving grace. Nothing else can save us. Right? In that bhava, in that mood, in that feeling, let us call out this prayer. Are we ready? Do you need a few moments to go into the forest fire? Yes, no? Or you don't? You want to stay here in the nice AC clubhouse of Venango Trails? You want to try? Let's try. Let's close our eyes and just imagine ourselves in a deep danger. And Krishna is watching us. Right? And now, please repeat after me from the deep core of your hearts. Dear Krishna, dear Krishna.
Dear Krishna, dear Krishna.
This didn't seem like you are in any danger. This is a call that you are very comfortable. maybe actually because I am not calling out properly. So let me call out. Dear Krishna!
Dear Krishna!
Thank you. I think the problem is with me, not with you. Okay, we are going good. Dear Krishna!
Dear Krishna!
You and Balram are very powerful.
You and Balram are very powerful.
We are now burning.
We are now burning
From the heat
from the heat
of this blazing fire.
of this blazing fire.
Let us take shelter
Let us take shelter
of your lotus feet.
of the lotus feet.
We know
We know
you can protect us
you can protect us
from this great danger.
from this great danger.
Our dear friend Krishna,
Our dear friend Krishna,
we are your intimate friends.
we are your intimate friends.
It is not right
It is not right
that we should suffer in this way.
that we should suffer in this way.
We are completely dependent on you.
We are completely dependent on you.
And you are the knower of all religious life. We do not know
We do not know
anyone except you.
anyone except you.
Hare Krishna. The personality of Godhead heard the appealing voices of his friends. My dear friends, Krishna did hear our voices. And casting a pleasing glance over them, he began to answer. So now Krishna is speaking. So, today when you will take darshan of the deities, please take darshan in such a way that allow Krishna to glance upon you. Yeah? Yeah? Oftentimes we take darshan, we like to see, oh Krishna. We just present and say, Krishna, please. Huh? Please try that. And you'll see the difference in that darshan. The darshan where we are actually allowing and feeling the glance of the Lord. He began to answer. By speaking through his eyes, he impressed upon his friends that there was no cause of fear, and he assured them. What did he assure them? Don't worry. Then Krishna, the supreme mystic, the powerful personality of Godhead, immediately swallowed up all the flames of the fire. Hare Krishna. What did Krishna do? Effortlessly, he swallowed all the flames. Seemingly, all-devouring forest fire was reduced to nothing by Krishna just swallowing. And that's why the first thing I said, this is not mythology. Because if God cannot do this, He is not God. Right? God should be able to do anything. What's the problem? Krishna swallowed the entire forest fire effortlessly. Few more lines and we'll finish this chapter. Then Krishna, the supreme mystic, the powerful personality of Godhead, immediately, I read that. The cows and boys were thus saved from imminent danger. Out of fear, the boys were almost unconscious, but when they regained their consciousness and opened their eyes, they saw that they were again in the Bhandira forest with Krishna, Balram and the cows. They were astonished to see that they were completely free from the attack of the blazing fire and that the cows were saved. They secretly thought that Krishna must not be an ordinary boy, but some demigod. In evening, Krishna and Balram, along with the boys and cows, returned to Vrindavan playing their flutes. As they approached the village, all the gopis became very joyous. Throughout the day, the gopis used to think of Krishna while he was in the forest, and in his absence, they were considering one moment to be like 12 years. Small chapter, just one page. What is the moral of the story? Right, moral of the story is that in our lives, situations, moments come, which is like this forest fire, where we feel that we have no other hope. We can't be saved. It's very difficult, right? But if we turn towards Krishna with faith, Krishna very effortlessly. For Krishna there is no problem, right? Krishna can very effortlessly take us out of such problems, right? And that is the promise Krishna is giving in Bhagavad Gita. Konte prati janihi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly, my devotee will never perish. One who turns towards Krishna will never fail. This is Krishna's promise. Right? And now I want to remind you the tip that I gave you in the beginning. That how can we know Krishna's presence? How can we know Krishna's presence? By chanting his holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So when you forget this prayer that the cows and the cowherd boys were saying, don't worry. You just remember this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And it's a guarantee given by Krishna that he'll be present. Right? So what does Janmashtami mean to us? Janmashtami means Krishna's appearance. Right? So Krishna is willing to appear in our hearts, provided we are looking for him. Right? So, first of all, I would like to thank all of you for joining in celebrating Krishna's birthday together. Right? In one sense, we all are hosting this, right? Because we are all are children of Krishna. It's all our party, right? But given that we try to coordinate this, we feel extremely grateful to each and every one of you for coming to this party, this celebration, right? And the difference between this birthday party, this celebration and any other parties is that this party, this experience that we are gathering here is the experience that will be ever fresh in our minds and in our hearts, and will help us to cruise through our life, right? And attain the lotus feet of Krishna, right? So this is the beauty of this party. So without any inhibition, without any feeling of shyness, let's just celebrate, right? By chanting the holy names, by dancing in kirtan, by eating Krishna prasad, by glorifying Krishna, by appreciating each other, right? Let us celebrate Krishna's birthday in this way wonderfully together, right? And the most important lesson we take home, because please understand that experiences are good, but then experiences, we take them to transform our hearts and our lives. If our lives and our hearts are not transforming, then such experiences, they just become pious entertainment. It's like watching a movie, right? So, one lesson we take home, that Krishna is always with us, Krishna is our eternal Father, and Krishna will always be there to protect me, right? Krishna will save me from this fire of material existence, right? And the way I can invoke Krishna's presence, I can call Krishna, is the direct hotline, right, to Krishna, is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So now, as our tradition, we all will offer our hearts to Krishna together, right? As a conclusion of this katha, by loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. This is the first time I'm actually announcing beforehand that we'll chant 3 times. Usually I say we'll chant 1 time very loudly and all that, but I'm like, okay, let's just, right, so we'll chant the holy names. Let's just, in the mood of complete surrender, the way we surrender is by raising our arms, right? So raising of our arms is like the sign, my Lord, I'm yours, right? So let us raise our arms and we'll chant 2 syllables at a time. I'll chant 2 syllables and then after that you will chant, right? And please cry out from the heart, right? Call the Lord from the heart and as loud as possible, yeah? So let's take shelter of the Lord and invoke His presence and give Him the gift. This is the best gift we can give Him, right? So let's together, I'll chant first, then you chant after me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, amazing. And I must actually congratulate all of you because you really chanted very nicely. And I'm pretty sure that at least the 20 houses nearby have heard this. But we need to take care of the 20 next houses this time. So let's increase the decibels a little bit. Let's put a little more energy together after me. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Hare! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Hare Rama! Thank you. This was extremely energizing. Now let's play our best shot. Imagine you're playing a 20-20 cricket and you are batting first and this is the last ball you're going to hit and you want to hit a sixer, right? Let's play our best shot together. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! For this one service that you did, I'm eternally grateful to all of you. So thank you all very much for your kind attention, and the party continues to take more fun shape now. So what that means is that we will have Kirtan, Aarti, Maha Aarti to Lord Krishna, and when the Aarti is going on, we will have Kirtan. So one is sitting Kirtan and one is standing Kirtan. So we'll have standing Kirtan. So earlier this afternoon I was saying that no party is complete without a dance. So we'll all dance for the pleasure of the Lord, right? So the way we will do this is we will be little civilized in the beginning, right? So firstly, all the ladies, all the Matajis will request them to be on the right side. And then all the gents, all the Prabhus, all the males on the left side, right? And then, as we're dancing, let's follow pattern style together and let's celebrate. And then of course after the Aarti, please do not, if you are not fasting till midnight, there's prasadam at midnight for those who are fasting until midnight. So by the way, after this, there's bhajan kirtan until midnight. So if you're not fasting till midnight, there is prasadam, there is dinner for everybody. So please make sure that you take the birthday feast, prasadam, before you leave, right? And then those who want to stay back, tomorrow is Sunday. Everybody likes to stay awake late till night on Saturdays, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so hey, here's Krishna is so amazing, right? He chose this year to have his birthday on Saturday. So let's have a fun party, bhajans, kirtans until midnight. And now let's have Aarti and Kirtan. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Bhagavan. Request everybody to please